So good morning, everybody. Give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, love hearts. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Just tap on that, tap on the bell whilst you're there as well, so that you can get notifications and so that we know that this information is what you want on YouTube. Okay, you'll also get notifications whenever we upload new stuff. We have some awesome new audios and some new criterias and stuff coming through as well. So, so today I'm going to be talking about referrals, ethics, and fallacies. Yeah, it might seem like something that's boring, but trust me, when you get somebody that comes at you with a fallacy and then you have a really good comeback about it, all of a sudden that person is like, whoa. So yeah, this is really, really good fun to get your head around and to start nailing it. Because when you get that comeback and you get that shock factor out of that person, you know you've done a waking hypnosis technique on them with the NLP to change their unconscious mind and their views. So they'll just all of a sudden go, oh, really? So yeah, so let's get on with it, okay? So let's start with the referral systems. Referral systems can make a business, whether it's a referral from a friend, a family member, a professional, or even a business body. I actually work with some business bodies where they will actually send me people for entire programs and things like that. I work with the police force here, so when something tragic and horrible happens, we all get together and help each other out. So working with a referral can be highly, highly valuable towards your business. Now, when in search for a referral, ensure these following things, okay? They are a professional, because trust me, not all professionals are professionals. You know, maybe they've got a dirty room. There was one gentleman that I wanted to work with so badly. I booked in for a hypnosis session with him. And then when I went into the hypnosis session, I was like, oh, you're just over it, aren't you? You're sick of doing it. Like, you know, he was just, you know, just doing it because it's part of like what he is doing, you know. He just made all these assumptions and stuff, and I'm like, no, this is not what I'm looking for, okay? So make sure your professionals are professionals. Research their training and their registrations, okay? Just because they've got that paper on the wall doesn't mean it's worth anything. So if they have got a certification in something and, you know, it's not recognized by a particular body or something like that, then you probably want to readdress the situation. Now, not everybody needs registered certifications, especially in the hypnosis industry, but you still want to go with somebody who has that training, that's something that is recognized by even just a small professional body, and then they have the other modalities that they've brought in, okay? So check out their training and their registrations. You really don't want to be going with someone who's just suddenly woke up one morning and just went, oh, I'm going to do this, and not really have any backing towards what it is that they're talking about. Okay, get with somebody that's been in the industry. Ensure that you want to represent them because they are reflecting your service and you are reflecting them. There was another gentleman that I wanted to work with in the area. He was so fantastic at what he did. And when I actually met him, I was like, oh, I really don't like you. And it was because he was so toffee. And, you know, and I'd heard rumors about him, you know, like breaking networks and stuff and gossiping and things like that. And I'm like, no, I don't think I want to do that because, you know, at the end of the day, if people are gossiping about you, that means you're probably gossiping about them because gossip always gets back. So ensure that you want to represent this person. You are reflecting each other. Keep your referral system very, very simple, okay? I have referral system papers in the Modern Mentoring that you can download and use. Keep it very simple because a complex referral system doesn't work, and at the end of the day, your professionals don't have time to stuff around with it, so they just want to get in and out and done. Follow through when it comes to being a referral, okay? Do the upkeep. If you're using me as a referral and you won't update the criteria, I won't have you on board. It's just as simple as that. You have responsibilities towards being a professional and being a referral as well. If you need to update information, if you need to lodge forms or paperwork or anything like that, ensure that you do it in a tidy time sort of thing. Don't be tardy about it and get it done. Be that responsible professionals. Trust me, there's heaps of people saying that they're gonna do something and then it never gets done, or they start it, then they don't get back to you or something like that. Be that person that's really ethical and moral. Now, when you're working locally, I find people within 10 to 15 minutes drive from me, if possible, especially when I first started. Now I've got referrals all over the world, but when I first started, I actually went for a walk and I found all of these people that were within this small scope of me, and I wrote them all down, started contacting them and networking with them, okay? Because locals like to support locals, especially if you're in a sporting group or something like that, they will go within the local community, within the community. And also find a referral that you enjoy working with. I've got some people that I just love networking with. I love catching up with them online, in person, for coffee, whatever it is. Make sure that you enjoy working with this referral, because if you don't like working with them, you're always going to find an excuse. Then it's going to become a job, then a chore, and then you're just not going to do it, okay? So just find something that you really enjoy. Now, when it comes to ethics, the hypnosis industry does have a fine line when it comes to ethics. So these are just some of the ethics that I follow. You do as you will, but these are the ones that I'm advising of, okay? So your ethics in hypnosis are simple. Do no harm. Simple as that. Just do no harm. You're being trained to use words, metaphors, and languages. Like Tim Minchin says, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can break hearts. And sometimes those hearts just never heal. So whether you're on stage, on the street, or in a clinic, number one priority is the safety of your client. Do no harm. I've watched those stage hypnosis shows where somebody has done something extremely inappropriate, especially the hypnotherapist, to the client. And I'm like, hang on. They just went with that in the moment. I've had those phone calls from the radio stations where they're like, we've got someone you'd like to hypnotize. Then it was just like their work experience student or something like that, and they were pushing them into it. It's not right. Number one priority, do no harm. At the end of the day, be an ethical therapist and know when to hold them, know when to fold them, okay? Confidentiality is a huge must. Your client is coming to you for a problem. You are bound by the same laws of confidentiality as any professional working in the medical clinical industry, okay? Your records, paperwork must be safe, secure, and updated. Ensure that all forms are signed, dated, and filed. Ensure that this is an absolute must. Even when you're doing a video testimonial for a client and then you want to use that online, you need to get paperwork signed for that, because if your client turns around and goes, well, hang on, no, I didn't agree to that, there's no proof of it. So you need them to actually agree to it and sign that paperwork. I don't put a lot of clients' videos online, but I do ask them to leave feedback for me, so therefore they are doing it willingly through their own accounts and of their own esteem. I'm having no influence on that whatsoever, because if your client changes their mind, they could have you for a breach of confidentiality laws, and then all of a sudden you've got a legal case on your hand which you were just trusting word for word, and that becomes a case of hearsay. So when you're creating your CBTs as well, stick to your SMART goal code. So keep it specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and in the right time frame. Doesn't matter what modality you're studying, just keep it really simple, keep it within that SMART goal code, and ensure that you're not becoming overwhelmed. Make it realistic. That's the key there. Make it realistic. Do you have the time to do this? Do you have the time to invest? And if you don't, give it the flick, move on with your life. That's just the way it goes. Now, cover all the bases when you set up your client for success, which brings me to fallacies, okay? So a fallacy is a mistaken belief based on unsound argument, okay? You're going to come across this hugely in the hypnosis NLP industry. Many clients have very limited beliefs and there's no evidence behind them. So when dealing with fallacies, ensure that you are in rapport with the client and that you pace lead them. So if you've watched my previous video on pace leading, you'll know how to do this. Some clients will fight tooth and nail for a belief, whether it's healthy or not. And if you find a client is frustrating or causing you to have limiting beliefs, then just simply refer them on. You are out of rapport with them and you're doing harm. Remember ethic number one, do no harm, okay? If it's out of your scope, it's out of your scope. Be done with it. Now, some fallacies about hypnosis. It is important to know some of the fallacies, the facts about hypnosis. So when questions come in, you can inform your client and potential clients of misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation in the hypnosis industry. Thank you, Hollywood. So we've all heard it. You're going to make me cluck like a chicken, are you? Oh, seriously, if I could make you cluck like a chicken, why would I bother? Like, why wouldn't I get you to go get all your money out of your bank account, come back and give it to me, and then you'd forget who I am? So many clients only know hypnosis based on the movies and what the movies have told them. So are you aware that when they did crime scenes, they never drew lines around the body? This was actually made up via the movies, and then people took it on as truth. They don't actually draw a line around the body and then leave it there for the whole community to admire like some kind of shrine once it's done. Like, it doesn't work like that, okay? Sure, they have markers and things, but they don't map it out for the whole community to expose themselves to. And it's the same with pirates, okay? You can look this one on the internet. It is absolutely true. So a movie produced by Disney in 1950s was named Treasure Island and was played by Robert Newton, who used the accent and dropped R into his speech quite frequently, which created the stigma that pirates always go R. So 2 years later, he played in another pirate movie, and then he did the same thing in a set of pirates, and then the stigma of pirates is born as we know today. So pirates didn't actually go around going at each other. That's just a stigma that was created via Disney and Robert Newton back in the 1950s. So it's amazing how much a stigma can stick, and nobody breaks it down, nobody questions it, they just go with it, okay? So make sure you break down some of these fallacies and stigmas for your client, okay? So here are some facts and fallacies to become aware of to help educate people that you're going to meet on your journey, okay? So the definition of hypnosis. Hypnosis is a level of relaxation between waking and sleeping in which the critical faculty is bypassed and allows communication to our unconscious mind. There are many different definitions of hypnosis. Go with something that resonates with you, that you can really relax about, and that can just roll off your tongue, okay? So you really want to know the definition of hypnosis, because people will ask. It's as simple as that. They'll be like, so what is hypnosis? And you can say, hypnosis is a relaxation between blah, 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 okay? All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. You are just a guide. The client chooses to follow the instructions and facilitates the benefits. That's what it is. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Everybody is a hypnotist. It's as simple as that. We're just more advanced hypnotists because we're actually trained how to use it all properly for the light side of the force instead of the dark side as such, okay? So you're not into mind control or anything like that. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. You are just the GPS guide. Hypnosis is a natural occurring state. Everyone passes through hypnosis every day, whether they're daydreaming, they're falling asleep, they're talking to themselves. Who hasn't done that? It's all self-hypnosis. All the thoughts that are going on inside your head are self-hypnosis. So be nice, okay? You're the only one inside here. Control. Your client is always in control. As a hypnotist, I cannot make you do anything that you don't want to do. Suggestions will not work against your morals or your good judgments. It's as simple as that. People are not going to reveal secrets to you or anything like that. You know, they're always in control. Some may remember stuff, some may not. It's up to them and how their mind works. Hypnosis is not sleep. It's a stage between wake and asleep. And the way I explain this to my clients is I say to them, have you ever just sort of like started to nod off to sleep in front of the TV and you're not asleep? You can sort of still hear the TV, but you're not awake either. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that's known as the theta stage. That's where you're in that hypnotic stage. Hypnosis is not sleep. If you go to sleep whilst you're here, I'm going to keep bringing you back up and waking you up. You will never get stuck or trapped in hypnosis. Worst case scenario is that you're going to get a really good sleep, okay? You've always managed to wake yourself up from sleep, haven't you? Yes. And I say that to my client. I'm like, you can't get stuck in hypnosis. It's just like if you were to go to sleep. You've always woken yourself up at some stage. You don't know how you do it. You just trust the process that you will do it. Now, here comes a fallacy for you. What if I reveal secrets to you? Here we go. This is your comeback. You are in control. Hypnosis is not a truth serum. If it was, I'd be working for the army or the FBI. How's that for a comeback? Like as soon as they say, oh, I'll reveal secrets to you. And I'm like, if you could reveal secrets, then honestly, we'd never have a murder mystery again. Because it's not a truth serum. Here's another one. I can be told anything under hypnosis and believe it. And then I say to them, there's no connection between hypnosis and the gullibility. They're like, oh, I'm not gullible. It's like, no, of course you're not. There's no connection between people being gullible and hypnosis. Fallacy. You're going to make me cluck like a chicken. And I say, if I had that level of mind control, why would I bother with a chicken? I'd make you go to the bank, get all your money out, come and give it to me, forget everything, and you wouldn't even know I existed. I'd probably be living in Tahiti somewhere with servants and stuff like that. And they're just like, oh yeah, you know, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why would I bother making you cluck like a chicken? You're kidding me? Or chances are I'd be locked in a prison cell somewhere you're being controlled by the army, and there wouldn't be a world war because we would have killed each other already. Now, ensure that you educate people about hypnosis. Many times I will do this in the free consult and when I'm out socializing, and people ask me what it is that I do. I've done it at comedy shows. So I was in the front row at a comedy show here in Mount Gambier. I know it's the worst seat in history, right? And as we're sitting there, I just happened to be picked out. Gosh knows, did I have a big W for winner on my forehead? I'm not sure. And the gentleman turned to me and he's like, so, ma'am, what do you do? And my partner looked at me and started giggling. I'm like, wow, I know I'm in this shit now. And I said to him, I'm a hypnotist. And he's like, wow, we have a hypnotist in the audience. And I said to him, I said, yeah. I said, would you like me to come up on stage? And I just went out there on stage. I had no idea what it was I was going to talk about, but I educated the whole audience whilst I was there. So you're going to be re-educating people out of the stigma for quite some times. Thank you, Hollywood. It's the way it goes, okay? So just educate and do no harm. So please join me in the next video. I'm going to be talking about your website and how to get that set up, because at the end of the day, we want you to get it right straight off the bat. I'm going to teach you some good ones, some bad ones, some iffy ones, and why it is that we recommend the ones that we recommend, okay? And like I said before, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Tap on that bell as well so you get notifications and updates of when we upload the new content. And also, if you would like to support us on Patreon, we have a link down in the description. So if you'd like to jump onto that as well, please jump on that. You can get some really awesome hypnosis audios, extra training and things like that. So otherwise from that, I'll see you in the future. Bye, everybody. Oh, love hearts. I want love hearts. See ya.